Well, it's utter rubbish, but it's enjoyable utter rubbish. I mean, basically, what we know happened is that we think the princesses came out and they were in the crowd, and then they looked through the gates and they saw them. That's fine. But in the case of this, what actually happens is they run off into the crowds. They immediately give their chinless wonder chaperones the slip. Margaret goes off on a bus this way. Lilibet goes off on a bus the other way. The next thing you know, they're cavorting through Soho with Roger Allam as this royalist spiv and ladies of the night and the dens of Soho. And I sound like Quentin Crisp reading that poem. I have been to cafes in Soho, and so all this stuff is kicking off. Elizabeth is hanging out with an AWOL squaddy who obviously, he says he's very anti-monarchist, but obviously he's got a heart. I mean, it is utter nonsense and silliness from start to finish.
But you did use the word enjoyable.
But I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. And I mean, partly I enjoyed it because I thought it sort of had a sense of its own silliness. And Roger Allam, I think, perfectly encapsulates that. The dialogue appears to have been written, it is all like, all that sort of. He's gone off. He's gone away. He's gone off.
Well, it's the line that Emily said in the interview about "I could murder a gin and tonic." It knows that it's sort of one step away from spitting image.
Yeah, exactly. And Rupert Everett is definitely doing that performance. You're quite right. It looks like at the end of every take. In fact, funnily enough, it looks like in the middle of some takes he's telling sort of rude jokes. So it is utter sort of tiara wearing trashiness, and would best be seen on a double bill with Kate and William the movie. Remember that, the TV thing? But I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was kind of, it was silly. It's Roman holiday is what the way they've described it, but it's also there's an element of that, I suppose, inversion of Princess Diaries going on in it. But it kind of gets away with it because it's so ridiculous. It is like somebody running down the street in a party frock with one heel off and one heel on, and the geography of it is rather confused. But and there's the moment when Margaret says, "I'm P2. No one cares what I do," and then they go off to Soho. And
do you ever see Bananas in Pyjamas?
I didn't see Bananas in Pyjamas.
It was an Australian kids program, and they were B1 and B2, and that's how they were identified. So Princess Margaret is P2.
She says, "I'm P2. No one cares what I do," and then she goes off with some champers swilling cad who takes her off to it. And
there's lots of cads.
There's lots of cads. It's full of cads and chaps and spivs and sorts and types. And
the wrong sort and the wrong type.
Yes, I mean, occasionally it looks like a Viz cartoon, but I enjoyed myself. And I laughed on several occasions, and
Can I just say, the last time I remember you saying enjoyably rubbish was ABBA, was Mamma Mia.
It was a long time ago. Because the thing is, people throw
Is that the same kind of spirit?
It's not Mamma Mia, but there is a similar thing going on there, which is, Mamma Mia is in a world of its own, but people say enjoyably rubbish and they don't really mean it. The very few rubbish movies are actually enjoyable, but it is the movie for which the phrase enjoyably rubbish was made.
It's just rubbish because it's unbelievable.
It's just all over the place.
It's not badly acted.
Well, at times it is, but at other times it isn't. It's pantomime. It's pantomime.